Hi, good afternoon. I am Preeti Sachdeva, mother of Vaibhav Sachdeva, and Vaibhav's association with Mentor Capital has been more than 2 years. It's been a great learning journey for him, and I'm here to express my gratitude to the team of Mentor Capital for playing a very important role, being his mentor and helping him, being the torch bearers and guiding him throughout the way. Absolutely. So when we were on a lookout for an institute which would help him prepare for the entrance exams, we had a couple of choices. It is based on the recommendation of few of my colleagues, since I'm also in the education industry, that I came to know about the great work that is done by Mentor Capital. Comparisons were definitely there with other competitors who are there in the industry, but finally we zeroed in for Mentor Capital. And not just one recommendation, two of my colleagues who have had an association with Mentor Capital in the past told me about this. And whatever expectations I had, the contribution that Mentor Capital would make in the journey for Vaibhav, for his choosing a career and then going that path through the entrance exams, prep for interviews, group discussions and all. So it's been quite a journey, a fruitful one for Vaibhav, and as a parent I'm pretty satisfied with the guidance offered by the team of Mentor Capital. Yes, definitely you would feature, and you'll be in fact top on my list, because the experience with my ward has been quite fruitful. Not only will you feature in my recommendations, if at all I have to choose an institute which is going to groom him for post-graduation, my choice will be Mentor Capital for sure. And there are 4 or 5 points which come to my mind when I compare Mentor Capital with the other options and the way it stands out. One is that right from the beginning of the journey, we were explained in detail about how is the road going to be ahead. Whenever essential deadlines were there in terms of CLAT exams or CUET, the classes happened in a very rigorous way closer to date as well, apart from the weekend input that was always provided throughout the year. And yes, since we had opted for a package where we were covered for all options, including law, management, hotel management, journalism, at the end we were also given that benefit of giving guidance to how to appear for CUET exam, which was quite generous of the Mentor Capital team. And I remember about 6 to 8 weeks of classes happening for CUET specifically, and that really helped. While we were also filling up the forms, entrance exam forms, a lot of guidance came from the mentors as to what are going to be the right options for Vaibhav specifically. How are we going to zero in on the hierarchy of options that we are choosing? How is Institute A different from B, and why should we go in for A and not B? So these many things are quite guiding factor for parents. With no elder siblings for Vaibhav, we had to look up to you as a team to give us that guidance, and definitely it has really helped us. And another very important thing is that even though he's now gone into a college in a university, keeping his options open because he wants to come back to Delhi as well, Mentor Capital has not left his hand. They are still holding it tight. They are helping him in terms of preparing for entrances to clubs. What are the kind of questions asked? How are you going to be in front of the panelists in terms of discussions? What are going to be the key points? Which clubs you should go in for, which not? So all these factors really are very helpful, and I'm hoping the journey goes a long way now. So domain-specific inputs were definitely provided by Anand sir and Abhishek Anand sir and Anand sir. Since subjects and domains were divided between the two of you, so mostly classes happened that way. And Vaibhav also shared sometimes industry experts were called to give them guidance and take them through different topics which were very specific. So in terms of domain-specific guidance, support, it was always there for Mentor Capital teams of teachers. And as I said in my previous conversation, it was also added benefit for us that they guided them on how to choose a college, how to distinguish in case you are filling up a CUET form, what are your preferences for subjects going to be, how can you choose smart combinations. So all these things were really helpful. Different in the sense, I would say that since I was connected to you, but he was the one who was participating, he would tell us, in addition to what we were already aware of, how is it helping him. And yes, step by step, motivating him. He had done a lot of drills in terms of tests here, and the discussion on questions which he could not crack. He used to call you anytime in the day or night to, ask you for the doubts, clarification. So that really helps a long way, because the child knows that there is a point where he can go to any time and support will be provided. So that kind of mental well-being was also taken care of by the mentor capital set of mentors. Is that, when you have two sides of the balance sheet, the assets and the capital, the word mentor capital has capital, which is actually a liability. But when I make the balance sheet for my son, it becomes an asset. So I would like to term it that way. Mentor capital has been an asset and a great source of support, where we think it is very essential for a child who is just done with his matriculation and is going to enter into college. Those 2 years are very crucial for him, and if he gets the right kind of guidance by a team of mentors, as are in mentor capital, then I'm sure many options await.